And welcome back to Faith, Family, and Fun Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. So yes, y'all, we are back, as y'all can tell according to this video, with another episode of the Baxters. We are starting season 2, and this is my review for season 2, episode 1, y'all, okay? Now, there were some things I couldn't say in my last review for our season finale because I didn't want to give away any spoilers. I wanted y'all to watch it for y'allself, but it's been a minute, so y'all should be already caught up, whether y'all don't watch the show or y'all don't watch my reviews. So I can go ahead and say what need to be said, right? Because I had to hold back in my last review. But let me go ahead and say this, okay? The way season 1 ended was very, very shocking, okay? As y'all already know, or if you didn't know, Carrie's husband Tim passed away, right? The way that it happened was so traumatic, okay? I could tell, I mean, it came as a shocker to me as the viewer, because he was just such on a good path, y'all. He was on this so-called road to redemption, and he was starting to work on his marriage and getting ready for their new baby and all that good stuff. So yeah, but even still, as they were rebuilding their marriage, you can tell things were still a little bit rocky. And it's not so much because that Tim was acting up, okay, because he wasn't. He really was on his best behavior. He was doing his little rehab thing, been doing it for 6 months. He was on track. He was getting things ready for Carrie, you know, helping set up baby furniture, all that good stuff. So we were happy. We love to see, you know, people have second chances and actually make the best of those chances and really realize that they were wrong and, you know, all that good stuff. But here's the thing, y'all. I mean, once you ask God to forgive you, okay, once you receive repentance from the Lord, it's automatic. It's right away, you know, and he's already done cast it to the depths of the sea. You can move on, and yes, okay, it's on and popping again. But when it comes to men, it's a total different thing. Like, we don't know how long it could take for to rebuild that relationship with man at that point. Yes, Carrie was doing her job as a wife. She was giving him a second chance after all he done put her through and different things like that. And we were proud of her. We was happy to see that. We love to see things work out. But at the same time, we don't get to choose our consequences, okay? Yes, Tim was forgiven by the Lord, but he still, he lost his life as a result of those mistakes that he made. His past came back to hunt him, y'all, and with a vengeance, okay? Because dirt took him out. Yes, that was the one that took his life, and you can tell, I mean, it ain't really go no much on him after he did what he did. I'm sure he probably somewhere, you know, locked away and all these kind of different things, but it don't change the fact that he changed the whole life here. I mean, 2 lives here. The life of his wife and their unborn child, who would never get to know her father. And that was just so unfortunate, but at the same time, it just hit me and remind me that yes, God does forgive, but consequences still remain, and we don't get to choose those consequences. The best thing we can do is just do the best that we can do, in a sense, like Tim was doing here. And it was just so unfortunate that it had to come to this, but at least we knew that he was on the right track. His heart was in the right place, and you know, he's going on to be with the Lord, you know. But it just left back so many different broken pieces for the Baxters family, and Carrie in particular, and their baby Jesse, okay, who has been born. So season 2 starts out 3 months later after this traumatic event has happened. And I can tell that, yeah, Carrie is at the graveyard, you know, talking to Tim, letting him know that she's trying to be strong for him, be strong for herself, and be strong for their 3-month-old baby girl. They're still trying to adjust to life without him. You can tell it's a bit of a challenge, as a person would expect. But at the same time, I just feel like it wasn't, okay, the way that, like, for example, y'all, okay, when Tim's life was taken at the end of episode 1, I mean, end of season 1, I didn't feel like this sadness, y'all. Okay, and that made me question myself, like, as a viewer, like, what's going on here? And I think when I had to really think about it, it wasn't the fact, yes, I was sad that it happened. I was like, oh wow, this is so crazy. All right, seriously? And so it was unfortunate, but at the same time, I didn't feel like it was such a big loss as opposed to if it was another character. And I think the reason why it was like that for me as the viewer, I felt like the viewer myself felt the same way Carrie did. Carrie was shocked in a moment, that couldn't believe that this happened, and yes, she loved her husband and cared about him, but it wasn't to the point where like she's just like, oh my goodness, the love of your life has gone, a part of you has departed here. And I think because Tim didn't get a chance to really redeem himself with her, we didn't get a chance, like we was still like, he still owed us apologies and stuff like that. I mean, we still was on that path with him, on that road, like trying to get to know him again, trying to learn to trust him again and believe in him again as a husband, as a man, and all these different things. So we were still there. So I think that was the reason why the tears didn't just, you know, skate down my face like it normally would in the event when a character has lost their life in such a traumatic way. And yes, it was because Tim didn't really get that chance. Yes, he had a chance with the Lord, you know, at the moment that he first repented, you know, that was his chance with God and he was forgiven. But as far as with human beings, it takes a little bit longer to get to that place, to trust that person again, to know that this person actually does love you, to, like people say, I can forgive but I can't forget. Unfortunately, those kind of sayings would seem to be true, and so we didn't get a lot of that with Tim because his life was lost, like seriously, really that fast. It's not like we got years to forget about this and to start all over again. And I felt like Carrie felt the same way, even though she would never admit it. And of course, why would she admit it? Because she's in the moment. Like when you're in the moment of something like this just went down before your face, you're not thinking about the things that this person, the bad things that the person did. You're thinking about being there for this person, trying to be a comfort for this person, and just like shocked, you know. And so I feel like Carrie was at that place, and like y'all know, Ryan just happened to be there with her. And like I said, something about whether, you know, like the forces beyond or whatever, it's almost seemed like it's always pulling them together, and he just always seemed to be in a place in her life where she needs someone the most, and she needed him the most in this moment. And I love the way Ryan handled this. He handled this in such a mature way, like he was there for her, you know, at the hospital. But once her family arrived, he sort of stepped back and just kind of faded into the background, which made more sense. And it just showed the integrity and the respect that he has for Carrie and the Baxters family in completion, as well as the respect that he showed for Tim, you know, with having lost his life. Like he's not moving in, but at the same time, we know as the viewers, like it gotta cross your mind. It may not cross Carrie's mind, but it had to cross your mind, Ryan. Like, is this really, wow, like seriously, this is it? Like she's like no longer married anymore. Like, is it really my chance again? I lost it so many years ago, but are we really back at this place? It had to cross his mind at some point. We ain't gonna front about this. It had to. And I don't blame you, Ryan, okay? I can't blame you. It's a human thing, okay? And so when this episode, when season 2 starts, no, we don't see Ryan here like that, which I understand. It to me, it just shows the respect, the honor, and the integrity of this man, you know, giving Carrie her time and giving her family time to grieve and to give, you know, to try to start all over. And it's crazy, y'all, because I know this is so like really sad, but at the same time, this episode kind of starts off like new beginnings, like, and I feel like, and Carrie kind of knew that, because at his gravesite, you know, she was like, she's trying to be strong for him, but she was like, she told him too, you know, at the gravesite, okay, if I don't come visit you, just know that, you know, a part of me is still with you, a part of you is with us. And that lets me know right then and there that, okay, she kind of knows that life is gonna go on. She's ready to put it behind her. She knows that she just can't stay in this place of mourning for long, because she has to be a mom. She has to provide for her child. Now she's literally been thrust back into being head of household. Well, not that she ever been a head of household, so she's learning. She has to learn all of these different things, you know, for the very first time, since she is no longer married. She doesn't have a husband in her life anymore. And so I'm just like, so yeah, that crossed my mind too, with her being at his the grave site. And then I was thinking like, wow, do people even visit graves anymore? Because I was having a conversation with somebody well, not that long ago, when we was talking about that the times that we're living in now, people don't really do that anymore. And so it's almost like, you would think that people, and that's unfortunate, people probably bury people on top of each other because they're like, nobody's coming to visit these people anyway. Nobody would ever really know. So that, with her visiting Tim like that, it does take me back to a place and a time that people used to do that, and the respect that people just had for those who are no longer here. And so I appreciated that, but it also let me know that this is not going to be a thing, because Carrie admitted here in this very scene that she just knows that she's not going to really have that time to really be out there anymore. Life has to go on. And so we have that going on. Carrie trying to adjust. This is new beginnings for her. The family still support of her, and they're trying to, you know, get back into the groove of things. Y'all, it's a lot. It's just sad sometimes, because in life, it makes you think about that you could be going through your hardest time, and yet the world goes on, almost as if your tears doesn't matter, your loss doesn't matter. And it's just so unfortunate, because we live in such a time where things are just so fast paced, and almost like it doesn't, nobody cares. It's like you could be here today, gone tomorrow, and life would still go on. And it's so difficult, because you want the world to stop with you, because you're in a place of a standstill, but it doesn't. And so, yeah, I'm thinking about all of this. This is all going through my head, you know, while we're there with, you know, Carrie pouring out her heart to Tim here in this graveyard scene. But moving on, all right, Ashley, okay. Yes, all right, homegirl in this episode called herself getting the job. It is about time, okay? She's been riding out for the longest, depending on little things here and there, and it's just time to grow up, put on the big girl drawers, and she probably been listening to us, okay, talk about her. So she like, I'm tired of y'all talking about me, so let me go ahead and get a job so y'all can shut your mouths, all right? Well, we ain't shutting our mouths, so we see you actually working, Ashley, and taking care of your child and making mature decisions, okay? We still gonna be talking, all right? We still gonna be talking. But anyways, yeah, that's what she's doing here. And I love that everybody's in support of her. Carrie called herself, because Carrie used to having interviews and different things like that, and conducting interviews. So she could see that her sister is nervous about it. So she's trying to like offer some pointers, you know, to help her like chill a little bit, to relax. It's gonna be all right. And what do you know, as she just she's still Ashley, all right? Just because she in that little suit, got her heels on, it don't mean nothing. She's still Ashley. So she called herself like, okay, so you're telling me this because to basically say that to point out how long that I haven't had a job. Girl, nobody even thinking about that. People just want to encourage you and make sure you do all right at your interview, because we see you full of nerves. Why you gotta turn everything to something negative, Ashley? That's my issue with you. Okay, you do too much. You do too much, all right? But anyways, yeah, so I was just like, Carrie, you should have known, honey. You should have known your sister was gonna do this. She was gonna act like this. You would have been better off not saying nothing. Just let her go on by her interview and have it turn out. Put it in the Lord's hands, because trying to give her advice, some people just like that. They don't want you telling them nothing. We live in a generation right now, people do not want you to tell them nothing, how to run their life, nothing. It don't matter, okay? Let them do them. So that's actually one of those. So she go on her interview, and it happened to go well and all that kind of stuff. She's going to be working in a nursing home. And she had a little bit of pushback at the nursing home with one of the ladies there. Wasn't really feeling her too much. And I was like, finally, somebody to go toe-to-toe with her, because she's so used to people kissing her little butt and her little boo-boos and all of that, and just stepping and walking around still like they step on eggshells with her. Oh, is Ashley's okay? How she's doing? You know, all of these different things that her family has done. And now she's about to go into the real world where people don't care, okay? They don't know your past, and even if they did know it, they don't care, all right? They just don't care. And so I love that. I feel like this little thing, this little dynamic that she's gonna be having at work with this other lady there, this older lady, is what she needs. It's gonna be something that really put her in her place and let her know that it ain't about you. You ain't all that. You ain't all that. All right. So I'm looking forward to see how that turns out going forward with them. I can see it's gonna get a little spicy. It's gonna get feisty, and I wonder if she's gonna keep her cool, or if you're gonna have to show out to be Ashley. Don't do that, Ashley. Don't do that. Don't do that to these people. Don't do that to the elderly. Don't do that, girl. But anyway, so now, y'all, we are back in almost tragedy strikes the Baxters again, y'all, because Landon ends up in the hospital, and they're talking about he may not even make it to the make it through the night. All right, you know how Landon is. He's a firefighter, end up risking his life saving somebody, and here he is in the hospital, barely hanging on. They don't tell Ashley about it until she done went through her interview and all of that, and then she's like, oh, you see it on her face, like she cannot even believe this is happening, because she's so used to her and Landon been in each other's lives since they were like kids, and he has always loved her, been in love with her, and she knew that, and he always kind of chased her, and she just, you know, some people like that. Like, they want somebody to chase them, want somebody to just be all up on them like that, but they ain't trying to really do nothing. They ain't trying to really acknowledge it. But you acknowledge it, but you ain't acknowledge it. And I don't like that. I don't like when people be playing them kind of games. Don't be doing that, especially when you got a guy as sincere and wonderful as Landon. Okay, Landon is sweet, and he wears his heart on his sleeve, and it shows all the time, because when he's dealing with Ashley, he put it all out there for her to break over and over and over again, and he still be coming back for more. All right, and I'm just like, Landon, honey, any woman would just be like, feel like you're the most amazing person in the world. Okay, they won't even put you through all of that. They won't have you around here climbing mountains, jumping through hoops and all these kind of crazy things about to break your neck, and at the end of the day still break your heart all over again. Some people like that. You need to stay away from that kind of people. But I get it. All right, you in love with Ashley, and it's just, you can't help who you love. I get it. All right, but here he is in a hospital. Ashley once again making it about herself, like, oh, I can't go in there. I can't go in there. Like, I just can't. I can't see. I can't see. Girl, it ain't about you. Somebody in there barely holding on to their life. Can you please get your mind off you for once? And I love that Brooke told her that in a very, I know, Brooke classy, okay? So she was just like, you gotta do this. You must do this. He needs you, all right? He needs you. And so as she does go in there, you know, say a few words and then rush out of there. And I'm just like, see, you need to stop it, Ashley, because all of you done seen the tragedy that just happened to your own sister 3 months prior, her losing her husband. So you know how precious life is. If, God forbid, Landon doesn't make it, how would you feel in his last moments when he's trying to hold on and you just say about a sentence and run out the door? Like, seriously, girl? Because you know if it was the other way around, Landon wouldn't leave your side. He'd be sitting right there next to your hospital bed, praying over you, talking to you, everything. He would be right in there with you, fighting for you. And I really didn't like that. Like, seriously, it really made me feel some kind of way. But then I know this is just how Ashley do. This is how she get down. And I just really, I'm just turned off by it. Like, seriously, every time I turn around, every time I try to give her a chance and just be like, okay, maybe homegirl gonna grow up here, she's gonna be a little bit better, she always remind me how stink she is, how she be acting. And then I have to get on here and talk to y'all about this and be all up in my feelings about this, like it's me up in here. But yeah. But anyways, that's pretty much went down in this episode, y'all. And yeah, we still don't know how the episode ended, what's gonna go down with Landon. Of course, we're there with him, we're fighting for him, we're loving him, we're hoping he pulls through this. With God's, you know, we're just hoping the Lord just bring him through. But yes, that's really what went down in this episode, y'all. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me, because y'all be letting me get this all out, because Karen Kingsbury be putting me through the ringer, y'all. Like, seriously, with these Baxters, okay? I just can't. I can't. Every time I'm watching something, I have to jump on here and I gotta go through all of this. But I don't let it out. So I'm good now. But we're gonna go ahead and get into our scripture before I leave y'all for this evening. We're coming out of, let's see, y'all, Proverbs. Oh my goodness, Proverbs chapter 28, verse 26, and it reads, "He who trusts in his own heart is a fool. Somebody tell Ashley this. But whoever walks wisely will be delivered. That's all I have for y'all for this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I am still on track trying to get these episodes out to y'all with these reviews. So thank y'all for sticking with me. And please remember some of y'all thoughts, your prayers, your overall take in the comment section below, because y'all know I love hearing from y'all. And until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.